Who could see snow? Who could see rain? I have your full national forecast details right now. I'm Victoria Fenn Alvarado, taking a look at our patterns across Canada. As we look up north, high pressure in place, which means you are free from precipitation, at least for today. Meanwhile, on the west, we have some rain. The east, we also have some rain. And then for those folks in the prairie provinces, it's been quite chilly. Some more snow I'll show you in just a second. But first, let's talk about your temperatures. A cooling pattern ahead. This is going to look like the next couple weeks or so. Minus 11 in Saskatoon, minus 13 in Edmonton, minus 12 in Calgary. The rest of your week very, very similar. Now in Vancouver, you are just below that seasonal mark, 7 degrees. However, we do have some rain on the way. Other places in BC, like Kelowna, for example, a lot cooler, 4 degrees, Vernon 3 degrees, and that icon is indicating a rain-snow mix. Here's what we're watching. You could receive some snow on the island or rain, I should say, on the island for your day today, but that clears out on your Sunday evening. Another round of rain possible for your Monday evening and throughout the day on Monday, but it's going to be a lot less wet than you've experienced maybe on your Saturday. Meanwhile, as we head to the high elevated areas, we are monitoring some snow, but not as much snow as you would have experienced yesterday, mostly just flurries. Speaking of snow, we saw about 18 centimeters of snow through that Calgary area. You may have woken up and needed to shovel your driveway, and you may need to shovel your driveway as well if you're in central or southern Saskatchewan and Manitoba. Here's the amount of snow that's left to fall for today into tomorrow, upwards of 10 centimeters possible for southern Manitoba, and then northwestern Ontario could experience upwards of 10 centimeters of snow. This is going to push out on your Sunday morning from Saskatchewan, heading to Manitoba and then northwestern Ontario, but I mentioned those conditions. They're going to remain cool, especially through Edmonton. You can even see there in Regina, minus 14 on Tuesday, feeling more like minus 20. As we head to the east now, a rainy pattern in Atlantic. I'll talk about how much rain in a moment, but first, those temperatures in southern Ontario starting to slowly cool down. If you're headed to the Santa Claus Parade in Toronto, it's just about 7 degrees this afternoon, 3 degrees in the evening. Those overnight temperatures starting to cool down, right? Speaking of cool down, we could experience some flurries, especially if you're in cottage country or in that Barrie area. Not much accumulation on this system on Sunday, but it doesn't mean that winter is not knocking on our door. In our long-range forecast, we're looking at rain on Monday, but then as we head into, let's say, next weekend, we are slowly monitoring cross-polar air, which means our temperatures are going to start to get cooler on the west, and on the east, we could start seeing some snow, accumulative snow. This time, this is your warning to get those snow tires on before we see any snow, because it looks like we possibly could maybe next weekend. So tune into the Weather Network as we continue to monitor this. Speaking of snow, northern portions of New Brunswick could experience some snow like Edmundston, but it's mostly a rain event for those in the Maritimes, 10 millimeters possible for southern Nova Scotia, and then 20 millimeters rather possible for St. John's. This is quite the soggy pattern on your Sunday morning and through the afternoon. You get a little bit of a clearing through the Maritimes for your Monday night and Monday morning. By Tuesday, finally, you are clear. Here's a look at your 7-day forecast. You can see you get a little break on Wednesday in St. John's, but back to a rainy pattern for your midweek.